What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome and thank you for joining me on the Grey Exchange with my guest. Let me say what's up to everybody in chat real quick. Who we got in here? We got Colleen, Moon Sprouts, Zane, Deborah, Prepper Nerd, Keto Homestead, Mike, Joe Morgan, and that's me. I'm about to say my own name. Jeff, Thorhaven, what is up? Doc Mac, Monty, Be Charming, Survival Julia, Patricia, Craig Davis, Mike S. It is too hot, Mike. It has been definitely too hot. Christ is the answer. What is up? Jimmy Nickens, Ghost Prepper, what is up? Sneaking in there with the boo. Always good to see you. Kit Carlson, Scarzo 219, Widgets World, Cheeto, Sheila, Sarah P, Nebraska Prepper, Hava Alexander. Man, people are just rolling here. Sean in Alaska, Sean E, Jeep Girl, Jimmy Nickens. Oh boy, Jiva's Jukebox, Boot Gang. We got all kinds of folks in here. Fox, what is up, brother? Good to see you. I'm probably gonna. I don't want to. What's up, Milo? Dark Helmet. Angry sent you, huh? I always love Jason. Jason is a phenomenal person over at the Angry Prepper. Bill B, what's up? Dina Walters, Karen Tamir. Anyways, Harvey Black, James Klontz, Old Mutt, what is up? Heather P, Big Papa Preps, Ghost, S Hodson, Latina Prepper, Chris Pryor. You guys just keep on rolling in. All right, I'm gonna be here all night if I keep on saying what's up to everybody. But thank you all for joining us tonight. My guest tonight is Backwoods and Prepping. If you guys don't know who he is, I have a link to his channel in my description, and my mods will be dropping his link down as well. So let me bring my guest up. Oh, before I do that, folks, what's up, Dave? I want to let everybody know for the first half hour, I try to concentrate on the guest and not so much on chat. I'll try to keep an eye on chat as well. What's up, Tennessee Tactic? I'll see you at the corner of my eye. And then the other half hour will go into questions for my guest, and you can put them on all caps and whatnot like that. And also, let me run this banner down here for you folks to know that I like to give stuff away every month for the super chatters and the super sticker folks. Zane coming in quick with the super sticker. All right, enough's enough. Let's get Backwoods up on the stream. What is up, brother?
Man, you got too many people in here, bro. I'm getting embarrassed.
It's going crazy, man. Angry gave us a shout out, man. Angry gave us a shout out, man. So truly appreciate Jason over at the Angry Prepper. I consider him a good friend of mine. You know what I mean? Jason is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But so, folks, some of you folks that are new coming over from Jason's thing every Tuesday, either at 9 p.m., depending if Angry's going live. If not, or I do it at 10 p.m., I do interviews with small channels, large channels, medium-sized channels, prepping channels, gardening channels, homesteaders, everything. This is what I do. You get a chance, check out the channel and go and check out Backwoods' channel as well. That being said, man, how are you doing tonight, brother?
I'm great, man. I just want to say hello to everyone in chat, man. There's a lot of good people that always show up to these live streams, man. If I'm not on the panel, I love a lot of times being in the chat with them and stuff. And man, everything's good. I wanted to say real quick, brother, I'm sorry that I didn't dress up for the occasion. I just found this old dog shirt or something. I think my dogs were laying on it, and I had to kind of wipe it off to get it on. You know, so I just want to let you know I'm sorry I didn't dress up or anything, man.
Still looking sharp, brother. Still looking sharp. And I saw something in chat. Garth Wagner, you're more than welcome to hang out as long as you like, brother. As long as you like, man. What's up, Gardner Josh? What is up? All my mods in chat. Thank you so much. So many people in chat. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. So, Backwoods, why don't you tell us a little bit about your channel, and what got you into YouTube and what brought you into the YouTube verse and so on and so forth. You know, give us a little detail about your channel.
Well, man, to be honest with you, when I first started out, man, it was like 2012. And wow. Yeah, my channel's been around since then, but I just never made videos. And it was just mainly so I could talk in the chats and stuff and comment. And I got on YouTube and I really started searching out, like, why is the world going crazy? You know, and I was trying to think of how to key the words in, you know what I'm saying, to get to the videos I was looking for. And honestly, the first person that I found that I really enjoyed was The Prepared Mind. And I really liked that concept. I liked that name. And I thought, you know, and after I got to listening to him a little bit and, you know, knowing he's a prepper, but, you know, he just the way he described, you know, about things about preparing your mind, you know, and that, man, I just, you know, I don't know, man. It was just like I knew something was wrong. I knew, you know, a lot of people, well, that won't never happen to me kind of thing. I always felt like I was going to see times in my lifetime that I needed to be prepared, if that makes sense, you know. It was, yeah, it was just, I really felt it, you know, back then. And so I just kept searching stuff out, and I was kind of the patriot, you know what I mean? I love patriotism. I love that patriot thing, you know, and that's why I called myself Patriot 3%er to begin with. And so I don't know, there for a long time, you know, I was doing patriot things, you know, going to these peaceful protests and you know, basically, you know, we're going to burn everything down. No, you're not, you know. No, you're not, you know. And so, you know, and then that kind of, you know, that kind of faded out and just kind of really stuck with the big giant cities, you know. And it kind of went away from where I'm at. So I just kind of didn't want to be in that box anymore of just Patriot 3%er, you know, because on a normal everyday, man, I raise chickens, I do gardening, I go fishing, I go hunting, you know. I'm like anybody else, you know, and I prep. So that's why I changed it to Backwoods and Prepping to kind of broaden the horizons, you know, to get more people, to get the information out there to more people, I guess would be a good way.
Right on. No, that makes sense. And I just want to say, thank you everybody who's in chat. You know, I've so many names. I see Dusty Data, Christ is the Answer, Arc Wildman, Rage in the Cage. You guys just keep on coming in. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Cat Lady, Julie Cleary, all you folks, man. You guys are some wonderful people. This is why I love this community. And someone asked, where was it? Someone asked about my little ticker down below. For you folks that don't know, every month, people that super chat me, people that do the super stickers, man, it's a way anybody who does that gets into a drawing. And every month I do a giveaway for the super chats and the super things and the super stickers and whatnot. It's just for me a way to get back to the community for that person that asked. And I do apologize. The chat is moving a lot quicker. Thank you again, Jason at the Angry Prepper. So was there anything in your life, Backwoods, that got you started, like that wake up moment that made you like, you know what brought you into being someone who is prepared? Is it something that's always been with you, you know, from birth, or was there a trigger event that was like, hey man, I need to get my crap together and move forward and get ready for whatever the case may be that might happen?
Well, honestly, brother, you know, it was one of them deals where I kind of lived carefree. You know, I had at one time when I got out of high school, you know, man, I just wanted to be, honestly, I just wanted a wife and children, man. I just wanted a family, you know, I really did. And I got that. Had the new bass boat and the new trucks and the, you know, big nice houses, you know what I'm saying? Had it going on. And man, everything just kind of, I'm seeing Deborah E there.
Yeah, Deborah E, thanks for this. I don't want to. I hate interrupting, but Deborah E, thank you so much for the super sticker, and you will be entered into this month's drawing.
I will pause when I see one of them super chats or super stickers so you can thank them. I mean, that's very important to me.
Roger that, brother.
So anyway, yeah. And then we had a falling out, you know, and I got divorced and lost everything, man. I mean. Lived on the street, lived in my truck. I slept in my truck for 2 or 3 months, man. Wow. You know, and it's you know, I've been to the bottom of the barrel and worked my way back up. And you know, I always knew that I didn't ever want to be hungry again. You know, I didn't want to go without having that shower, you know, to take, man. To I just didn't like being that person. And you know, and like I said, it was around 2012, man. And there was just so much stuff going on, and, you know, military getting depleted, and it just, I don't know, man. It seemed like a lot of stuff, just, you know, wars, and I don't know, man. It just a lot of stuff. And I was just like, you know, it was just an internal feeling that it was like, I'm going to see something bad in my lifetime. I'm going to see, you know, like some major bad happen in my lifetime. And I just really started focusing. You know, I went down all the rabbit holes, dude. Oh Lord, man. I'm talking about rabbit holes from the naughties, with that are illuminated, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? I went down them rabbit holes. I went down, um, man, all of them, man. I really did, for a long time. And I just seen a connection with everything, you know. And it's like, and then I read the Bible. I believe in God. And I started looking at all the stuff in the Bible, and it's like, man, this is lining up perfect. I mean, it's right there. It tells, pretty much one of the oldest books on the planet that was written so long ago is telling you exactly what's happening today. You know,
Rage in the Cage, thank you so much for the super chat. That will be another entry for you in the super chat of the month giveaway. And if you guys didn't see what I gave away last month, I gave away 2 buckets of Augustin's Farms, a breakfast bucket and a lunch and dinner bucket. I don't skimp, man. I like to support you guys, the community. So thanks so much, Rage.
I seen that.
Got to make it worthwhile. You know what I mean? People,
Right
you know,
on, right on. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It was just the things that had happened in my lifestyle. I went from, you know, basically, like I said, new bass boat, new trucks, new cars, you know, nice house, all that, to nothing, you know, to nothing. And it was one of the things that really woke me up to see that, man, everything can be gone in a heartbeat. You know, from one minute to the next, it's gone.
Because I know some folks, you know, something happens in their life. Like for me, it was hurricanes. You know what I mean? Hurricanes hit me back to back, and I'm like, man, I don't want to be caught off guard again. I need to relook at my life, and then that's when I fell into the whole prepping game. And then I looked up the channels. You know, you got Jason over at the Angry Prepper, Rudy at the Alaska Prepper, Prepper Nurse One, Ed. There's some really good folks. Cliff over at the Urban Prepper. You know, there's a lot of good channels that I've been following for quite some time. Corporal's Corner. People bring that up a lot too. One of my favorites that I've been learning a lot about is most folks don't know who he is, or they should know who he is, but he's Greybeard, the Green Beret. It's Greybeard, Grey-bearded Green Beret. That's it. Great channel as well. You know, there's just a lot of information out there, which kind of pushed me into the whole YouTube thing back in December. But I was just curious, what might have sparked you, into that direction, because usually it's something traumatic happens to someone and they get caught off guard. Being something as simple as, their car breaking down on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere and they have nothing, you know what I mean? To something extremely traumatic.
Well, yeah, I went from having everything to nothing, in just a matter of weeks. I mean, it was all gone. I mean, I didn't even have any money in my bank. It got taken, if you know what I mean, because of the divorce. So, yeah.
Stuart, don't worry about that, man. There's always somebody that's going to down thumb something, man. And hey, but at least they're watching. You know what I mean? So appreciate whoever down thumbed the video. Thanks so much for watching.
That lets us know we're big time.
Yeah. That's how you know, man. That's how you know, man. That's how you know, man. It's still interaction. What's up, Shadow Scout Swede? Love you, brother. And I've been watching a lot more of your videos too, man. I love seeing folks all over the world in chat. It's just great to see people from, let's say from Sweden, from Australia, the UK and whatnot like that. I need to talk to Bjorn. I want to get him on the channel one of these days. I think it'd be cool to have him on as well.
He's freaking awesome.
So, but so enough about me rambling on and showing my love for all these other channels. I want to stick to you,
No, it's all good, man. I'm the same way, man. I think we got a cool community of people out there, man, that are just, I mean, they're just so cool, you know.
And I see, because you raise chickens, don't you? Because you got chicks and you got a garden going and stuff as well, from my understanding, right?
Yep.
I like to see that. It's a road to self-sufficiency when it comes, because there's a lot of things with the food shortage and the supply chains, and it's better to have something physical in your home that can feed you and your family versus depending on the system.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I love raising chickens, man. They're easy. It's meat. You get eggs every day. It's just easy to do. You get the garden. There's nothing more satisfying than walking out there to your garden and saying, you know what, I'm gonna make me a ham and cheese sandwich, and I'd love a fresh sliced tomato, and just walk right out there and just pick that thing right off and just, and man, it's rewarding.
I would tend to agree, man. It's exciting watching something going from seed to plant to bear fruit and then harvesting. It's my first year doing this. We have now gone full tilt. Wait till I do the next update on that. You guys are gonna be like, what the hell is Grey thinking? He's gone insane. With the garden.
Did you do yours from seed this year, or?
Most of it from seed, yes, sir.
Cool.
A lot of folks in chat and subscribers, like let's say Mark from Rolling Homestead, James at the Nut House, and other folks have been sending me seeds, plus the seeds that we had, because we're really trying to push the limits, because our goal is to get a homestead here within the next year, and we'd rather to do all the mistakes as mistakes as we can now in our garden here, and stuff like that, before we move into the big league, you know what I mean? And we lose a crop or something like that, which it could still happen, but you know how it goes. It's good to get some training. Plus, I'm going to start canning this year as well, with all the vegetables that we have coming in and stuff like that. So it's do you can, by the way, Backwoods?
I do not, but I actually got a box in the mail yesterday and have been so busy I haven't got to make a video yet, and I'm gonna do an unboxing, and let's just say that I will probably be on Ghost of Show Saturday night for the first time ever, and I'm gonna go like Dusty Data did, and I'm gonna do it on my outside on the grill.
That's awesome.
I'm thinking about actually building a fire and working it like that, and having a deal I can adjust to see if I can do it like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Real challenge
for sure.
First time ever canning and doing it over an open fire.
It's good to push yourself and see how far you can go with certain things, Matter of fact, I received something in my P.O Box today. I've been asking folks for several weeks now. I've been wanting to get postcards from all across the U.S. and all across the world. I want to start a postcard collection for my subscriber base, and I finally got one. But I'll share that on my Thursday night live stream at 10:30. It'll be pretty cool. It's the first one. I do like what was on the postcard, so it's pretty cool, and right. I'll thank that person at that point. But I was very happy with that.
Heck yeah.
So that being said, what do you have growing in your garden this year, brother?
Man, I actually am not growing as big a garden as I was originally going to this year. And man, a lot of it, I started out with the intentions on growing a big garden, and the things that's happening with my father-in-law, I'm having to make a lot of extra trips. They're like almost 3-hour trips to get there. And man, well, go ahead there. I see.
Appreciate that, Backwoods.
Yeah.
You're great. You're a great guest, man. Prepper Nerd, thanks so much for this super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Thanks for the support.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, Ghost and I talk about it all the time, man. The people in the chat are what we do this for, man. I mean, if it wasn't for them, we would just be two old gray-haired, bearded guys, just talking crap to each other, So, but yeah, it's just a lot of things happen. So I'm growing potatoes, tomatoes, onions, zucchini, squash, peppers, and strawberries. Jalapeno peppers and strawberries,
Okay.
and some onions. So I really wanted to do, lettuce and several other things, but I just I'm a lot of the times I'm having trouble keeping up with what I've got,
Mhm.
right now. So
Oh,
it's
I
what it
I
is.
agree, brother. It's almost a full-time job gardening and maintaining, especially the larger garden that you have. If you, the bigger it gets. Plus, you have chickens. Your chickens, are they meat chickens, or are they just for eggs?
Well, I've got two roosters, and I've got the three egg layers, and then I've got six more actually here in the shop that I take outside during the day and bring them back in of the evening because they've been babies, and they're just getting big enough now that I'm about to start introducing them, you know, in the cage with I'm gonna with the other chickens, and they're golden comets, and they are big time egg layers.
Nice.
But I don't know. People talk about meat chickens and all this. I'm gonna tell you, if you don't think I won't snatch one up and pluck it out, and I don't care if it's laying eggs or not. It it gets time. It gets time for the belly to go kicking that backbone, and you ain't got nothing else to eat. They're all meat chickens to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. At certain instances, yeah, for survival, you got to do what you have to do, brother.
Yeah.
Um, I see. I'm assuming that you're an avid fisherman, and do you also do a lot of hunting as well?
Yes, sir. A lot. I love to hunt.
Because I've noticed, I've talked to a lot of folks, and some people they don't have the skills necessary for certain scenarios. People talk about bugging out, versus bugging in, and if you had to bug out, you know what I mean. Skills like fishing and hunting, having to field dress and process meats it's an extreme important skill to have. Uh,
Yes.
I've watched you fish, so that's why I figured I'd bring it up. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, man. I love to fish and hunt. I always have my whole life. I mean, I've been in a deer stand and since I was, not really even old enough to shoot a rifle, and with my uncles and stuff and in the fishing, and it's something I when I really started hunting on my own,
mhm.
when I got old enough, that it wasn't one of them. I had to go to deer camp with my uncle, and he sets me in a deer stand, because he was terrified of my mama and me getting hurt, when I got old enough to kind of hunt on my own, I really got into the spot and stalk method, and I I really don't I really honestly don't own a deer stand of my own.
Okay.
I hunt off the ground, I sneak around on the ground and try to hide, and it's one of them things. Honestly, I've snuck up on deer. I've got a deer on the wall right now. He's 142 class
Hmm.
buck that I snuck up on.
Nice. Now, do you follow that motto? I know people. You kind of want to drop. You want to drop when you're hunting for an animal. You kind of want to be as quiet and as stealthy as possible because you don't want them to run because that adrenaline pumps through their thing and it kind of sours. It doesn't sour their meat, but it gives the meat a different taste, right?
It can, yeah, it can make it taste a little more gamey.
Mm.
But I'm a and what I've been teaching my kids as well is that I would rather let the biggest trophy class buck walk off than to not have a clear, honest shot on it and just wound it. You know what I'm saying? It's a for sure clear shot, or we're not taking the shot. We'll let it walk. It's very important to me that the animal was presented there for you to put meat on the table, not for you to just shoot it to pieces, trying to kill it and in it running and suffering. That's not what it was put there for.
Right. Um, That being said, that we're kind of on the food topic. Most preppers, we prep food, like canned goods and freeze dried and stuff like that. I was wondering, do you have a preference in what you prep, like, and how do you go about doing so? Do you have like a certain, like once a week you go out and do like the buy one get ones on canned goods, or do you look for specific types of foods? Do you buy into like the Augustin's Farms and the nutrient supply, companies and stuff like that?
Well, I do. When I started out, I didn't really know a whole lot about all of this stuff, and I just knew I really needed to start stocking food. You know what I mean? So I bought a lot of freeze dried stuff, and then somebody one day was, there you go.
Survival Julia, thank you so much for the super sticker. Truly appreciate it and appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
And well, one of the things that, so I bought all this freeze dried food, and somebody was like, dude, you got to,
Rage in the Cage, thank you so much for the super chat. Tell Backwoods he is a great friend of so many of us, and so are you. Great. Cheers. It's great to be here. Thank you so much, Rage in the Cage, for the donation and support. Thank you.
Appreciate
I didn't
it.
know if you want me to. I didn't know if you want me to use that name or not.
Yeah, it's most people do know my name's Billy. I mean, it's a lot of people already know it, so it's not it's not a secret. And yeah, man. So somebody one day was like, "You do realize you got to have a lot of water to, for the freeze dried food, right? And for the dehydrated whatever." And I was like, I guess you're right, And so I started really working on getting actually a lot of canned foods. Just I'm talking about like the canned meats, and stuff you buy off the shelf, and wrote it all down, got a notebook, and and I look through, and I've got expiration dates on like certain months, and I say, okay, we've got this, and this that's going to be expiring this month, so I'm going to start eating it, and I'll replace it.
Right on.
And so yeah, it's not a easy thing. And then I've got 2 freezers full of meat and vegetables and stuff, but that hopefully soon will be turning into jarred, canned food.
Right on. We all do the same thing. I use my freeze dried food for my long-term emergency food supply. You know what I mean? I do have some like Mountain House in my get home bags and stuff like that. If I need to make it from one point to another, for like a 72-hour bag or whatnot. And me thinking about that, is your goal, like most people have a lot of their supplies in the home, so a lot of people plan to bug in. But worst case scenario, and things go really, really south. Let's say someone firebombs your home. Are you ready to bug out? Like, do you have supplies in a bag and whatnot to get
Yes.
if you had to?
Yes, I have some things elsewhere, for emergency. Honestly, it's going to take a firebomb or a total overrun before I'm going to leave. I'm almost at that point of, it may not be them that firebombs my house. It may be me. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, if I've got to leave out the back door and I don't get to keep what I worked for to stock up, you're not getting it either.
Now that makes sense. Yeah, you don't want to give up your supplies. I mean, because it takes years and years and years to build up some of the supplies that we have. With food storage and whatnot. And, it's like you said, some of us collect freedom seeds, and we have so many freedom seeds that it'd be almost dang near impossible for us to take them all with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm thinking, fire, tossing all them ones I can't take with me into the fire,
right?
And getting out of there, come on in, bro. Come on in.
Now, in your neck of the woods, I know it's more prevalent around here. Do you have a generator or any type of solar generators or any type of solar equipment that you use, or gas powered or whatnot?
I've got a gas powered generator. You know, I'll just tell everybody, you know, it's no secret. I mean, I live in town, but it's one of them little small country towns. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't go to the store before noon on Saturday, you're not getting anything in town. You know, you can go to McDonald's, you know, Taco Bell, they'll be open. But, you know, just like for instance, I wanted to replace the tires on my wife's vehicle. Well, you know, I live in such a small town. When you go down there, you don't get your, you know, you don't, unless it's one little standard off the, you know, regular old tire. You know, if it's anything out of the ordinary, you don't get tires here. You got to wait for a day or two for them to ship them in, and things like that. So yeah, I mean, man, if you close your eyes for about 3 or 4 minutes at the start of town, when you open your eyes again, you'll be back in the woods again. You'll be like, wasn't there a start of a town right there? Did I miss that?
Nice.
You know.
I was going to ask you, because I think you do, if I recall correctly, of watching some of your content. Do you have a mag? You know, some people who don't know what a mag is, it's a mutual assistant group, a group of like-minded folks.
Yeah, I have 2 different groups actually.
Okay.
You know, one is a lot of people that are spread out pretty far distance, but I do have some people around, you know what I mean, here local that, you know, we've talked, you know, if things go bad, we're definitely got a place to go. We definitely got a group of like-minded individuals that wants to, you know, that's like me, you know, wants to survive.
So I'm sitting there smiling because some of the things I read in chat are hilarious.
Oh, I know the chat they're always hilarious.
It's been moving, but yeah, no, having, you know, and having a good mag where you have a diverse group of people, you know, let's say people from medics, to people that deal with security, people that are growing, construction, you know, all different types of skill sets in a mag. To me, it would makes a really solid mag, you know.
Yeah, I think that, you know, that's one of the things that, you know, I've been preaching for a long time, that was something that I really liked about the first prepper I ever found on YouTube, the Prepared Mind, was I really liked that concept, you know, because it it was something that I understood very, very quickly. Was if your mind is not prepared for what you may have to go through, for what you may have to do, for what you may have to see, all the preps in the world is not going to help you.
Northern Girl, I didn't think it was going to be this busy. Angry shouted me out in his live stream, and I've been putting a 10-second delay. I probably should have put a longer delay, but I do apologize, and I don't know how to add a longer delay once I get the live stream going. So
yeah, I don't know how to do that stuff either. I never checked into it. I never thought I would have enough people to worry about it. Come on and watch me. Just being honest.
I just want to say what's up to Marbury Homestead. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Yeah.
There's a lot of folks in there. There's some great people in this chat tonight, I tell you that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's, you know, so the only reason why I do actually live in town though is because of my wife's job.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to have the internet for her to do her job, and she has a separate internet than what I have out here. So it's the reason that that's pretty much the only reason. Otherwise I would be out in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think about it all the time. I'm in a suburban environment myself, and we are working on getting out of the situation. It's not as bad as, let's say, per se, like a city like Miami or New York City or LA or something like that, like a massive concrete jungle. But it's still too much for myself. You know what I mean? The traffic and the constant, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, as they expand on these neighborhoods and whatnot.
Right.
The less people, the better for me. That's how I look at it.
I will say a lot of the people right here around me, man, they really keep to themselves, kind of quiet, you know. And I mean, they come outside and do their yard work and stuff, and we chat. And the little old lady that lives next door to us, she's a little fire cat, man, and but she got her lawnmower stuck in this hole that's out there in the yard two times in a row. You know what I'm saying? She cut the grass one time, got stuck. I had to go over there and lift her lawnmower out of there and get it out of the hole. And I was like, you really should cover that hole up. Well, the next week she comes over and knocks on the door. I got that lawnmower stuck in that hole again. So, so I went over and filled it up for her and stuff. Oh, it's Doc Mac.
Doc Mac, what's up, brother? Thanks so much for the super chat donation. Truly appreciate it. One day I'm going to be in the sticks. I hear you, brother. I'm right behind you, man. That is my goal. That is my goal, my friend.
Yeah, me too. I would love more than anything to be out in the woods. I'd love to do more than anything to be doing exactly what it is Hutch is doing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not the same thing, Stephen. If I tell you what, she's if you would like her number, I could probably hook you up, bro. I'm happily married, I promise.
Arc Wildman, you are in the sticks, brother. Love your content as well, man.
Yeah, Arc Wildman is in the sticks. Yeah.
I'll have to get Arc on here one of these days.
Well, just understand now, Arc Wildman is a yes and no guy.
Yeah. Tiger 454, thanks so much for the super sticker, and it's going well. We're having a great night with a lot of good people in chat. And for you folks in chat, if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe and hit that bell notification. I truly appreciate that on my channel as well as Backwoods and Prepping. Check our content out, see what you think. If you like what you see, hang out and watch some more of our videos.
It was funny because we went over to Homestead Oz over there with Lynn and Wayne. You know,
great people.
Yeah, Arc Wildman and myself went there for an interview, and she got kicked off the internet like about 10 minutes in, and really? I'm just there, yeah, and like she had to make some phone calls and stuff, and I'm just like, so I just start taking over. I didn't know what to do, just start talking, and so I'm like asking Arc Wildman questions, trying to fill some time till she got back. And he's just like, yeah. And that's all I said. And I'm like, come on, Arc Wildman, help me out here, bro. And he's just like, yeah.
All right. I guess I'm gonna have to address Eric. Eric Johnson, I did miss you, brother. Thanks for joining us, man. I want to see you more often, Eric. I want to see you in all my live streams, brother, and in comments, man. So appreciate that, Eric.
Bug dude, the only reason why I would be scared to go into the backwoods is because I'd be afraid that you'd be out there and in some Tarzan outfit. Me and Bug Dude, we're cool, man. I like Bug Dude. We tease each other all the time.
That's fine, man. Sometimes you got to let my mods know. My mods are very, very quick to handle a situation.
Yeah, Bug Dude is Bug Dude. He's really cool, man.
That's awesome. Wow, man, we're at 40 minutes. I totally lost track of time. So for all you folks in chat, if you have a question for Backwoods, please put it in all caps. You can either tag my name or Backwoods in it so I can see it, and I will ask back with your questions.
Yeah.
While we're waiting for that to fold through, did you have something to say, Backwoods?
Oh no, go ahead, man. I was
was going to say, do you have a favorite? I always like to ask this question to folks on chat. Do you have a favorite water filtration system outside of the Berkey, but like portable? Let's say like Life Straw or like Sawyer Mini, some of those things like that nature.
Well, it's funny you asked that because honestly, again, before I knew really a whole lot about stuff, I bought a bunch of Life Straws,
right?
And I probably got 15 or 20 of them jokers around here. And don't get me wrong, don't think. Uh-oh.
Dragon always coming in with the big super chats. Thank you so much, Dragon. You're very appreciative, man. I appreciate you dropping that super chat and supporting the channel. It says, "What's up, Gray and Backwoods? Glad you got dressed up in the hillbilly tuxedo." Right on, Dragon. But we do have some questions rolling in. Yeah, I'll let you finish that up, and then I'll bring in those questions.
Okay. Yeah, I was just I just bought a bunch of Life Straws, and then I've actually got a full zero water system in there.
Nice.
That is all brand new with extra filters and stuff. I have I've got a Berkey now, and I'm ordered 4. It takes 2 filters, I think it is, and I ordered 4. I can't remember. It was late one night, man. I was like, I got to get this ordered, and I think it was the 4 of them I ordered, and so yeah, and then I've got a couple of Sawyer Minis now.
Nice, yeah. Sawyer Minis are one of my favorite portables.
Yeah, me too. Now.
All right, so our first question is from Cat Lady Homestead 23 Meow. I like to say her whole name. What is Backwoods' favorite thing in his bug out bag?
Would definitely have to be, honestly, my knife.
Okay.
I mean, I've got a K-bar.
Is it the Becker?
It's the K-bar USMC.
Oh, the OG.
Yeah, OG. Yeah, it's the the leather handle, the leather sheath. I love that freaking knife. I can't tell you how many deer I've skinned with it, and chop through brush and with it, and walk over there and a couple of times, and it's sharp, ready to go.
Monty, thanks so much for the super chat, brother.
And a knife can be made into a weapon. You can use it to make a spear. You can do all kinds of stuff, man. I think the knife to me is my favorite thing in my bug out bag.
Nice, yeah. A good knife is always good to have. I don't know if Prepper 101 is being serious or not, but he says, "How does a posi traction on a 67th Plymouth work?"
Well, I don't know, man. I never worked on a rear end before. I used to have a Firebird. Well, it was actually a Smoking the Bandit Trans Am, and it had the limited slip positive traction, what they called it. So when one wheel started spinning, the other one kicked in, and it, instantly or whatever, yada yada. I don't know, but I took it to a guy, and he did some stuff to it and made it where it was full-time positive track. So I really don't know how to answer that.
Grayson Grit, thank you so much for the super chat. Truly appreciate your support. Stuart W says, "Backwoods, do y'all read books that far back in the trees?"
Well, I try to read, and sometimes I, like when I'm sitting here reading things like this, my deer hunting book, I have to ask Google what does that word say.
Love it. Oh boy. Nebraska Prepper asks, He says,
Yep.
what are the strengths and weaknesses where you live?
The weaknesses, honestly, is there's a lot of church people here. I hate to say it like that, but these days there's a lot of things that I've seen in the church that I don't like, and I don't go to church anymore. I can hold my own Bible reading here and listen to certain folks out there that do scriptures and stuff, Ark Wildman, Bigfoot Prepping, you know, a lot of them, you know, I get a lot of stuff from them, but I really think that churches can be a strength, but they can also be a weakness, because the whole, you know, turn the other cheek and got to help everybody, you know, the whole thing of, oh my gosh, look at them poor people, they're begging for food, you know, after a shift situation, you know, and that can be a very dangerous thing to let people know you've got extra food.
Right
Just my
on.
personal opinion. The strengths, there is a heck of a lot of good old country boy, hunter, fisherman, tactical, ex-military, you know, present day military. There's a lot of them people around here, and a lot of what you would call them flag waving, freedom loving country boys. You know what I mean? That don't mind to get down and get dirty if that's what it takes, and they know a lot of stuff like growing gardens, raising cattle, and you know. So that would be a good strength around here.
Good answers, man. Shadow Scout Swede, I think you might answer this, but I'll ask it regardless. It says, I have a question for Backwood. What is your favorite knife?
The K-bar.
The K-bar.
I mean, honestly, the old school K-bar, USMC. I mean, it's, man, I can't tell you how much stuff I've done. I mean, it's, you can see like the where the paint, you know, the black, you know, the on it is all chipped off of it, where I've freaking hammered wood, you know, with, I've done all kinds of stuff with it, you know, and it's just as great of a knife today as it was the day I bought it. And I've had that thing for several years.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I got a new knife coming in. I'll probably show it off on one of these streams here soon enough. It's by Tops. It's a little knife, but it's a monster. What is it? Dabby's. I'm gonna butcher this name. Dabic Dabicles Williams says beef stroganoff. I think she means MRE. It says beef stroganoff MRE or beef stew MRE.
Is that for me?
I think so.
I want everybody to know I was not in the military. Now, a MRE, I've not ate a lot of. I've had some back in the day. You know, we used to get them a lot when we'd go camping and take them with us. And it didn't take me long to say, you know, there's better food on the shelf right now. I feel like I'm going to run through the woods all night long and until I kill over when I ate MRE. So, I mean, I felt very different. So,
as you're saying that, I'm looking at MREs down on the floor. I'm thinking, right. MREs are an emergency food. You know what I mean? It's not something you can consume on a daily basis. Quick tip in regards to MREs: if you have MREs, it's better to open it and take out some of the excess weight out of them and pack them differently than they are packed. If you're going to put them in a get home bag or whatnot. I don't know if anybody's ever thought about that before.
I just use the, honestly, and I have what's considered get home bags, not bug out bags, you know, because I feel that, you know, again, like I said, I'm not going nowhere. It's gonna have to be a complete overrun before I you know, before I do leave. And, you know, and at that point, my get home bags will turn into my bug out bags, you know. And I do have one major bug out bag that's a big one that I would have to lug, you know. And my family, you know, I've got some for them, but yeah, it would be a nice little. I keep mine are get home style bags, so you know I've got one that I carry with me whenever I leave, and basically go 20 miles from my house. If I'm going 20 miles from my house, the bug out bag is with me. If I'm within, you know, 10 or 12 miles of my house, I can make that, and you know, in a day I'm back home. You know what I mean?
So I'm not sure with it. This question keeps on bouncing all over the place. Backwoods at Keto started it with do you like mustard? And then Prepper 101 came back with what kind of mustard do you put on your biscuit? So I'm assuming someone wants to know if you like mustard.
Well, there's this guy. His name's GreyMan Prepping. He asked me on the backstage in there a while ago if I liked mustard. I told him only on my French fried taters, and then sometimes on my biscuits. I don't think GreyMan was smart enough to ask what kind. He probably likes that Grey Poupon. I like just regular old French's 100 mustard, this kind of old French's. That's the best of.
Oh man, mustard. And someone Jeff Sam said Grey Poupon. That's funny.
We just do that once in a while for comedy. It just I had somebody tell me like, you don't really even sound like that guy, and I was like, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, I don't care. You know, I like doing it, and people laugh about it. So how about that? Oh,
What's up, Appalachian? I just saw you pop in there. I think Hutch is in here too somewhere. I thought I saw someone say what's up to Hutch. A lot of folks still hanging out with us. We're almost at the hour mark. There was a question I had for you, and I couldn't remember what I was going to say because I got so sidetracked with everything in chat.
all right.
But mustard, yeah, kitchen. You know, since we're talking about mustard, let me just say something. One thing about mustard: if you ever have heartburn, I know you guys aren't going to try it. I'm just saying, try it once. If you ever have heartburn, take a teaspoon of mustard and swallow it down. It might not be the best tasting stuff that way, but it'll stifle that heartburn. Believe it or not, it's a trick that I learned a long time ago. So a little mustard packet in the get-home bag to get rid of heartburn. If you ain't got Tums, mustard will work.
Well, I can guarantee you, if you ever have any deer meat and you put that mustard on the deer meat before you put your flour on it, before you stick, you know, you put the mustard on it first, and then you put the flour on it, and then you put it in the little pan of just a little bit of grease. You don't want a whole lot. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now. What's up, milkmaid? I'll tell you right now that it'll be some of the best deer meat you ever eat in your life. And I have a brother-in-law that absolutely cannot stand mustard. He don't even like the smell of it. And I fed him some of that deer meat one night with the mustard on it, and he was like, "Oh dang, man, this deer meat, man, don't you dare say nothing, but this deer meat's better than my mama's deer meat, you know." And he's like, "What do you put on it?" And I said, "Mustard." He's like, "You're kidding me." I said, "No, it's got regular French's mustard on it." He's like, "Man, this is freaking good. I can't stand mustard, but this is good." It changes. Yeah.
Spaceballs says, what's your favorite canned meat?
What's my favorite canned meat? Probably I've got some canned roast beef in there from, I think it's Armor, and it comes in a triangle can, and I think it's Armor that makes it, and it's actually pretty good. It's roast.
I'm laughing at Prepper 101. He comes up with the craziest comments.
I know.
And Scarzone 219, baking soda does work very well for heartburn as well. Being that we're on top of this thing, are you into the medicinal and edible plants as well, Backwood?
Yes and no.
Okay.
There is I don't know. I've got some books in there on some stuff, and Ark Wildman really has inspired me to start looking more into that stuff. Just how knowledgeable he is, and a lot of the stuff, because Ark Wildman actually doesn't live that far from me. I'm gonna say about an hour and a half or so I can be at his house.
That's pretty cool.
And, yeah, and so one of the things about it is I see all these plants, and he's like, yeah, this plant right here, man, you can take this for stomach ache, and I'm like, well, shoot, I see that all the time, things like that. So yeah, I'm starting to. I've got a couple of books that I've been looking at that are for my region. And I always say that to everybody, to make sure that when you're doing anything at all, when it comes to growing a garden and you're going to order seeds online, make sure the seeds are from your region. Make sure they're from where you are from, because your region, I don't need to order seeds from New York. Exactly, right there. Exactly. Because you may have a plant, for instance, in New York that looks just, real similar to the plant that you got in Florida that you can eat, and you can't eat that one up there because it's a whole different region, and it goes with growing stuff. If you've got garden seeds that you've got in your storage and they're from like seed vault, stuff like that, you might ought to dig into them and see how many of them fail now, because it may surprise you. Some of them things, there's no telling where they come from. I would look up local producers. They have, a lot of these places will, you can order seeds from them, and they're from your region. So you're going to get the best bang for your buck. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to seeds, you may get a bunch of seeds from some other place that won't even, half of it won't even grow where you're at.
Grace and Grit, I'm trying to go back to it, had a question for you. I think she says, what was your favorite childhood memory? I know you got to think on that one, huh?
Yeah. It's hard to remember yesterday. What was my favorite childhood memory? Probably, I don't know, man. First time I kissed a girl.
Hey, it's your favorite memory, you know what I mean?
Right. No, really, probably the best I can think just off the top of my head, one of the more fonder memories I had when a couple of me and my buddies, the neighborhood buddies there, we had a pretty cool place out in the woods, because I grew up where I grew up at. It was definitely, you took a trip to town to, buy groceries for the next 2 or 3 weeks, type thing. We lived way out there. And I guess probably was us building the forts and stuff. We built structures back then, like cool forts, out of, we would take the hatchets out there and machetes out there and cut trees down and like really build cool forts, and try to make them waterproof, you know, so we could be out there when it was raining and have a dry place and things like that. So I was learning to play the banjo. Bug dude, I want to make sure that you understand this very clearly. If I ever get to meet you, you're going to hear banjos, big son. I promise. Bug dude's like, gosh, dang it.
Hoot Owl Holler says, Backwoods, will you go to Ark Wildman's and do a video together if you guys happen to meet up?
Sure.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to get over and see Ark Wildman and go fishing with him.
Yeah, maybe a lot of folks. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say maybe he can teach me something.
Right on. You know, a lot of folks have been asking me about throwing some sort of Florida prepper meet and greet, man, and I just don't know how to do something like that, which would be cool. There's a lot of folks in my area that I found out through chat. There's a lot of folks around me, at least within a 3 or 4 hour window. We get Survival Julia says, what is your next big prepper plan for your homestead?
Well, I'm gonna say probably I would really like to have some decent solar. I've got the gas powered generators. You know, a lot of my preps don't require electricity. I tried to, that was one of the things that I did focus on, but I do have a couple of freezers full of meat that, you know, I recognize, you know, I really need to get them into canning, you know, where I don't have to worry about if the electricity does go out. But I would like to have a system big enough to, you know, at least run, you know, like a couple of fans for summertime. Mm-hmm.
D14 Jab says, question, do you play harmonica? I'm looking for fellow harmonica players.
No, look, that says Backwoods. That don't say hillbilly. Jen's talking about these banjos and these, and by the way, just so everybody understands, it's banjo and the monicas. You play that old mouth harp. So I do not.
Monica, I just wanted to showcase that. I wanted to say thank you so much for that. Truly appreciate that, Monica.
But
Sheena,
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say Sheena said something about she wants a solar oven, and I wouldn't mind playing with one of those. Those are pretty cool. I've seen some good ones out there. I would do your research before you purchase one, but definitely.
Yeah, I think Deliverance was, wow, I don't know, wasn't that like over there? Like I think Ghost bought the property that Deliverance was recorded on. Ghost Prepper did.
Yeah, I saw that too. Muzzle Flash is great. What's up, Crater Redundancy? Let me see here. We ain't all freaky Backwoods. No problem, Miss Mitz. Better late than never, as I say.
Appalachian
Kitchen.
Appalachian Prepper. There's nothing wrong with being a hillbilly. I really am kind of a hillbilly, so I was just giving them a hard time.
It was filmed on the Chattanooga River, Eric Johnson said.
He would know.
I like banjos. I listen to all different types of music, but I like that twang, man. It's just that I also like blues too. I get into the blues sometimes, you know.
I love the blues, and I love any of the, you know, I like all music, and I mean I may be listening to Chatham County Line. It's you know, banjos and harmonicas and, you know, that type. I may be listening, the next song may be some blues song, Stevie Ray Vaughan. you know, wailing the guitar, and then the next song may be a rap song. I like rap too. I like heavy metal. I like all kinds of music, man. I love music, you know. So it's cool with me with with whatever, you know, is on. The one thing I don't like, honestly, is I don't like that new country junk that is on the radio today. That is a bunch of junk.
It's like pop country or something like that.
It's like, what is that? You don't even. You're about, you know, they fit in just about right with all these people that don't know what they are. You know, just saying. I'll keep it right there, brother.
Scarzo 219 asks a question. It says, Backwoods, what is the one prep you do not have that you would wish you had?
What is the what? I'm sorry.
What is the one prep that you do not have that you wish you had?
Solar.
Solar.
Yep. I wished I had the big solar setup that I'd like to have. Yes, I listen to Tom McDonald.
He does have some pretty intriguing stuff. He is out there on the edge of it, man, and putting it out there. I do listen to his content.
I've been listening to him for a while.
He's not afraid to express his feelings, I tell you that, which is a good thing.
What's the worst prep you ever had and regret having? I tell you, I regret back in the day of, I've got a whole bunch of, you know, them little cheap $2 little, you know, like the little wire saw. And
oh yeah,
I'd bought a whole bug out bag full of that crap. You know what I'm saying? Back when I very first started, because it's like I said, you know, I didn't know a whole lot about, you know, I just seen all this stuff, you know, that these people were putting out there, and I was like, shoot, that looks good, you know, and it. So I've got a bag in there that's basically just a bunch of cheap, crap, you know, and it's probably the worst stuff that I ever bought. And it was funny because one day I was sitting there and I was looking at it and I was like, you know, I can't really see myself back when we were even the, you know, kids and teenagers out there in the woods building them forts and, you know, building fire pits and doing all this stuff. And I was like, I can't see me using like 90% of this crap. You know, I'd have been like, what is that, man? Here, I got an axe over here, you know, that's all I need, you know.
Yeah, I always tell folks, if you burn more calories, if you burn, like, just like I was talking earlier in the morning today about friction fires, if it takes too many calories in a shift scenario, you want to conserve calories. You know what I mean? You don't want to burn them off. So if you have something else that's going to save you time and calories, use that option before using some of these other options. But I did see another question, and someone said mention Bluegrass. That's one of my favorite stations on XM radio, is the Bluegrass Junction.
I love Bluegrass, yeah.
Where was it? Harvey had said, Backwoods and Prepping, what advice would you give to new preppers or backwoods bushcrafters?
My advice would be is to prepare your mind, because one of the things that I hear more and more and more each time is the exact same thing, but I hear it more and more is, man, all this prepping stuff's overwhelming. I'm like, well, if you think it's overwhelming, imagine when you have to use that stuff, how overwhelming it's going to be to you. So I really try to, you know, I've got that little saying that I do at the end of my videos. I say, when you prepare your mind properly, all else will fall into place. And it's because, you know, when you prepare your mind properly, you know, basically what's going on is when something happens, you are prepared mentally to face that challenge. Now, it don't get me wrong, it may be an overwhelming situation that you know, no matter what kind of training you have, I mean, it's just an overwhelming situation. But there's a lot of things that happen, you know, are you know, I like to tell people, are you the kind of person that has a flat tire and freaks out? because if that freaks you out, you really need to work on your mental preparedness for things, and the really the other advice I could give to new people is I would really like to I would really like to tell people to calm down. Don't freak out. You know, take and write down, sit down one night when you're just sitting there, if you're new to prepping, and write down some priorities that from hearing all of us say it. What's one of the number one priority things you should have?
Food.
Water filtration.
Oh, well, yeah, water's the most important. And see, me, I'm thinking of food and water. That's my two main things is food and water.
Right. Well, water filtration, because man, you can always, man, you can use a hubcap and gather water, okay? But you may not want to drink out of that hubcap, so you definitely want water filtration. So, and I try to tell people when they're new at this is to be calm and write down. Don't think, man, I've got to have 6 months worth of food right now, but I can't afford it. Well, guess what? Don't stop by the gas station in the morning and buy that, or the Starbucks or whatever, and buy that $5 cappuccino latte and the big snacky cake. You know what I'm saying? Make some priorities and understand that doing without that little snack right now, man, for about $6 or $7 is what it takes on average for someone to stop at a convenience store. So you say $6 or $7, man, you can go buy 2 cans of the cost saver beans, you know what I'm saying, or green beans or something like that for 50, 60 cents a can. And you take that $6 and you go and buy that, and all of a sudden you've got an extra 4 days worth of food there, just by not going by the convenience store one time. You know what I'm saying? So I try to explain that it's really not that hard. It seems overwhelming because there is so much to it, but start small, start simple. Don't get overwhelmed, and most of all, prepare your mind. Mentally prepare yourself.
Oh, okay. I got sidetracked with watching you on the other screen. Kit Carlson said, "What non-perishable food do you not favor the most?"
What non-perishable food do I not favor the most?
Let's say something like Spam.
Well, you probably pretty much said it right there. I mean, I will not sit here on this screen and dare tell anybody that I wouldn't eat pretty much anything. You know what I mean? In a bad enough situation. But yeah, I'm probably not going to. Yeah, I actually do not have any Spam on the ready.
Yeah, Jimmy, that friend of yours that he says he has a friend who is having a hard time getting on board with prepping. Mentally, he knows what's coming, but he really doesn't want to dwell on what's coming regardless. And the sheer amount of money. People make that mistake. They think over time, if you do in steps, you don't go out and spend $5,000 on preps, just because you want to get into prepping. This is a slow, gradual process that most folks do over years and years of time to build up their preps. People look for sales. People look for things like that. You want to look at how you approach it. So that's why when people ask me about prepping and I start breaking down the way I started and how many years I've done it, I said, you can't just, unless you're wealthy and you have the option to do so, but most folks aren't. So, I look for sales, sometimes I'll see the Chef Boyardee and it's, 10 for 10, you know what I mean? I'm like, well, you know, $10, blah, blah, blah. I get 10 cans. I'll keep 5 for the, you know, for the kids, and then 5 on the shelf, you know, just things like that. You can do your food. And like, you know, Backwoods said with the water filtration, you know, I've got many different forms of water filtration, and I have stored water as well. And then, like you said, with the rain catchment systems, you have a phenomenal rain catchment system. I love yours. Then you can use gray water for, you know, for stuff like for your garden and whatnot as well. Let me see here.
I plan on making another one of them water catchment systems just like it right on the other side of the house. And I'll tell you, you know, that dishwasher 90 that I made my fish cleaning table that I showed in there, it's called a dishwasher elbow. And basically all it is a water hose hookup on one end, and on the other end it hooks to a supply line that's underneath your sink. You know what I'm saying? To your faucet. And one of my, I meant to say it in that video, and I you know how it goes, squirrel moment. And so I started to say about it, but that dishwasher 90, it's a good thing to have 1 or 2 of them around the house, because if you have a big rain catchment system, you can now run the water hose from your rain catchment system to inside your house, and use that dishwasher 90 to hook it to the bottom of your faucet in your kitchen, and you can sit there and run water inside your house so that you don't have to go out to your rain catchment system. You don't have to expose yourself outside to get a little water.
Right. And yes, Wink, you don't want to store water on concrete or near chemicals or paint cans or anything like that, because they will leach into your water supply. Let me see here.
I've seen somebody ask about I think bottled water, and it may have been Phoenix. Something about water that's out of date.
Oh, because they were talking about redoing something to water. I don't know how water can get, you know, this can be a long topic, so I don't want to dive into it too much. But water itself, I mean, technically, so they say there's an expiration date on water, and here's my assumption why they say that: because of the plastic that it's stored in, and what's in that plastic that can leach into the water.
Berkey filter.
Bingo. Berkey's is a solid investment. Even if you get the mini Berkey, get a form of Berkey.
Yep. Berkey filter will take that out. You won't have to worry about it. You can pretty much everything I've read and seen with a Berkey, and just to put it out there, just to be honest with you, you can pretty much pee in a Berkey filter and drink the water that comes out the other side of it.
And I'm watching folks in here say different things that they like to prep, you know, let's say tuna and stuff like that. I always say, folks, diversify your preps. Make sure you have some carbs, make sure you have some proteins, make sure you have some fats, and also spices, you know, condiments and things like that. You know, you want to, you just don't want to open a tuna thing and just eat plain tuna. After a while, it's going to get old, and, you know, survival wise, you're going to eat it. But if you can make it taste better and mix things up together, you know, you get some beans, some rice, throw a little spice on there, you know what I mean? And it'd be a lot more enjoyable than just plain old, let's say, white rice with, you know, some kidney beans.
Also, alcohol, cigarettes, and candy. If you do not have alcohol, cigarettes, and candy, because you're talking about some heckified barter items.
Agreed.
I mean,
we see. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Backwoods.
No, you're all right. You're all right, bud. Go ahead.
Someone said, I think Jeff said, what was your favorite metal band?
Yeah, Slipknot.
Slipknot, yeah.
I love their Slipknot, man. That and the guy Leo, I do not know how to say his last name. It's Frog Leap Studios. Leo Muraturello something, I don't know. He's got this, but he does remixes of songs, and a lot of them he turns to heavy metal. and he actually does one with this band that is a bluegrass band that play a Slipknot song, and this Leo guy sings it, and it's all done with a bluegrass band, and it is freaking phenomenal.
And Jimmy, yes, I store I store spices in my preps because all different types of things, from basil to oreganos to chili peppers, just different things like that. Salt, peppers. You want to add seasoning to whatever you're cooking. You want to, if you're going to be surviving, you want to survive as best as you can and enjoy the food, hopefully. And I missed something. I know I saw something in here that floated around. And I can't see someone sugar and honey. Oh, hard candy. Hard candy does pretty much dang near last forever.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there may be one of them. Yeah, psychosocial. That's it, Harvey Black.
Harvey's on point, man.
Yeah, that Leo guy does. Man, and that bluegrass, that bluegrass band, man, they freaking rock that song, dude. You ought to go check it out, GreyMan.
I will. I'll definitely check it out because that's pretty cool. And Tennessee has it. He says he has this on his TV. We're probably gonna go maybe another 9 minutes or so. Be about an hour and a half at that point. So if you guys have some more questions for Backwoods in that time frame, because we've been going for an hour and 22 minutes. We've been holding a pretty steady crowd, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us this evening. Truly appreciate the support.
Hour and 22 minutes. That's lightweight, man. I thought we were just getting warmed up.
Yeah, I know how you guys do it, man. I know how you guys do it.
People was like, man, I was going to rewatch that stream y'all did, but man, y'all was on there for like 10 hours, dude.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching that.
Q Kitchen and Beyond. Oh, crap. I just noticed you were live. Well, Q, I always tell everybody, I still supporting the channel. Also, when you watch the replay, still supports the channel. So it's cool.
Right.
Maverick Prepper. Yeah. Beehives. That's something when I get a homestead, I want to look into. There's a lot of, I know a few, I've met a bunch of beekeepers here locally in my area now, here in Florida.
Did you see what Ghost said?
You will continue until we are done. Well, Ghost, you can have the after party, man. Oh, boy.
I just, really and truly, guys, guys and gals out there, I cannot say or stress it enough is to mentally prepare yourselves for what is coming. Because you're going to have people like Bug Dude, for instance, that you're going to have to deal with in a shift situation. And it's not that he's anything, because, you can just squash him like a bug, but it's just, it's like that little gnat that keeps flying around and biting you on the ear. And you're like, God, dog, man, just stop, So you're going to have to be mentally prepared, for people like Bug Dude and such, and aftermath.
And ironically enough, I did a whole entire video on mental preparedness because I do find it very extremely important for folks. Harvey Black said, how goes the mag practice at Backwoods and Prepping? What would you suggest for people in chat to find a mag?
Boy, we actually, Ghost and I talked about this at pretty good length. It's man, there's so many things that it's really hard. It's really hard because trust it has to be everything in a mag group. I mean, you've got to trust each other. If there's a lot of things that I can tell you that are definite no-nos. If you do find a mag group and they want you to move all your preps, or they start asking you specific preps and stuff like that, no, that's a no-go. That's
definitely a red flag.
Yeah, definitely red flag. Things like that, because you don't ever want to be in part of a mag group and have all your stuff in a location and then something happen and they decide to cut you out.
Right.
You know, it's yeah, it's a mag group is really hard. I hate to give advice on how to find a mag group just for the simple fact of without me standing there, and talking to the person and being around that person, if the people don't want to, like get together and eat some hot dogs and hang out and shoot the bull for a little bit, that's a bad red flag to me. You know what I mean? It's there's just so many things to it. And Mulberry Homestead, by the way, I went and seen Five Finger Death Punch in concert, in an outdoor concert, and they freaking rocked. So yes, I know Five Finger Death Punch well.
Hutch thought he was watching the AARP commercial with all the gray and white hair on the screen.
Well, maybe it was. Do you need some AARP, Hutch?
Mick Bader, what's a MAG group? It's a mutual assistant group. It's a group of like-minded individuals. Let's say a group of preppers or homesteaders or gardeners, everybody with specific skills to support each other in a situation, an emergency situation, or a full shift event.
And as far as it goes for the training, I'll tell you something you guys can do out there. If y'all don't have a MAG group, I would suggest that you look up. There's some great videos on YouTube on training and pieing off rooms, pieing off corners and stuff. There's some great training on, moving your weapon, your transitioning from your long gun to your sidearm, like in a jam, in an empty, whatever the situation may be. Maybe you're going into a lot closer quarters. There's a lot of these things. And then I would also suggest that they want that you go out and onto YouTube and you look up some hand signals. Now, a lot of MAG groups are going to have their own hand signals, but if you understand a lot of the hand signals, there's ways to watch another group do hand signals and watch how they react, and you can quickly learn if you have that knowledge already of the hand signals. And this is stuff you can practice right in your own backyard. And go get an airsoft rifle. I love my airsoft rifle. It is, well, I don't know if YouTube would get mad if I showed it. It is an airsoft. It's not a real gun. It's an electric gun, but it's it is identical to an AR. The mag release is the same. Everything is exact, and that's what we practice with, is these airsoft, because you can actually shoot at each other and not have to worry about it, except for when you get hit, it stings. Gosh dang, it hurts. And I guarantee you, when you get hit, that reality will set in and you'll get that leg back like you're supposed to, because in a real situation, if you get hit right there, you know what I'm saying, you're now you're now down for the count in a real situation with a real rifle. So the airsoft rifles are very good to have to train with, weight wise and everything. They're pretty close.
Yeah, Nebraska Prepper. I've been watching all that stuff with that whole arm brace crap. Hopefully that won't go through. You know what I mean? It's a nasty situation with that stuff. People are getting involved in that. I put a link in a chat this morning to let the ATF know that we don't think that's cool.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The whole arm brace thing.
yeah, that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another, it's, woo, yeah.
Yeah, don't fire me up on that one.
You
Gosh
know what
dang,
I mean?
I won't be able to sleep all night.
But if that's it, folks, we're at an hour and a half. I want to say, first of all, I want to thank my guest, Backwoods and Prepping, for joining me this evening.
Okay.
It's been awesome having you, man. And go check out his channel, look at his content, and if you like what you see, give him a subscribe. His link is in my description of my video as well. If you guys can't find it in chat, so it'll be down in the description. Also, I want to say thank you to all the wonderful people that are in chat. Thank you to all the mods and for the work that you do. Truly appreciated. And everyone who super chatted and did all those super stickers, truly appreciate that as well. Yes, Jeff, smash that like button if you got some value out of this. I truly appreciate that. And I will be back on tomorrow, and on Thursday I'll be doing a standalone video tomorrow, and Thursday I'll be doing my late night with Grey at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with some information. And Backwoods, do you have anything going on?
I'll just Ghost. On Friday night, as far as I know, we're still going to do a show Friday night. We'll do scenarios, some more scenarios, and we normally do a show on my channel on Sunday night. This past Sunday night, I was not able to. Some things that are just going on, and But anyway, I wasn't able to do a Sunday night show, but we normally, he says, Ghost says, yep. So we'll be doing a show Friday night on Ghost Prepper's channel, and we'll be talking about scenarios and things like that.
Awesome.
Just different SHTF scenarios that he's got people sending in and asking.
Yeah, I think that's cool that you guys developed that Ghost developed it, and now you guys are doing that together. I think that's really neat. All right. Other than that, I think that's about it, folks. Again, thank you all. And like I said, I'll look forward to seeing you guys in chat and comments. Like I said, please subscribe, like, and all that good stuff to both channels. And we'll see you guys on the flip side, all right? Y'all have a great evening.
Thank y'all so much for showing up. We appreciate it. We really do.
Good night.